Congratulations to our player at the Lucky Wheel who just won a luxury car.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to another podium vehicle video here in Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. So last week we had maybe 2 weeks ago, it depends on when this goes up, I really don't know. This event week is lasting for 2 weeks, that means this could be on the podium for 2 weeks. I don't know, we'll see. I'm recording this on Friday, June 11th. We'll see what happens next week, if they put it back on the podium, or if they do not, or if they change the car. I don't know. Really have no idea what's going on these days with Rockstar. It's Rockstar, you can never know what to expect. Anyways, last podium vehicle before this one was the Koenigsegg 1-to-1/Agera R, or in GTA it is known as the Overflod Entity XXR. This one happens to be the Entity XF. Very original when it comes to naming new cars. This one's older. It is much older. It's this car is old enough that it is actually in story mode. The car, though, is heavily influenced by the Swedish styling of the Koenigsegg CCX for the front area, sides, and greenhouse, while the rear hood is adopted from the Porsche Carrera GT. The tail lamps are nearly identical to those of the Agera, with the inner ones being identical to those of the Lamborghini Aventador, which we'll look at in a second. Logo on the bonnet hood is similar to that of the Maserati with white and blue details, and has a size and shape of the Koenigseggs. As it is possible to install a spoiler available at Los Santos Customs that is based on the spoiler of the Koenigsegg Agera R. A lot more to that one than there is to the XXR. But long story short, this is the CCX, bit of an older car in comparison to the 1-to-1, the Agera lineup in general. There it is. It'll cost you $795,000. Like I said, a very much older car. It is in story mode back before the inflation ruined the economy of GTA, and now everything is over $3 million. Every car. But there's like the Aventador style taillights that I was talking about. So yeah, there it is. It is in the nightclub basement level 4. It's not really that good. Maybe it was at one point. It is based off of a very good car, though. More of the experimental cars, I kind of would say, of Koenigsegg. Like it was the beginnings of their car production. There you go, there's a closer look at the taillights as it spins around. Very CGT on that back engine cover, which I never would have known before seeing what the CGT looks like. But that, I mean, you can see CGT on there. That's crazy. Alright, so this is, as I said, in the garage 4, in the nightclub basement level 4, because it's not really that good. It's kind of, in my opinion, it's kind of a bigger car. It's kind of, I don't want to say wonky, because that's not really what I'm looking for to describe it. But it doesn't drive very well. I have driven it in story mode, like I said. I think Michael has one. My Michael character, obviously. But I don't know. I don't like the way it drives, and it just kind of bounces all over the place. But we have it now, and we will review it as we always do. I'll head down to Los Santos Customs. We'll get the customization, and then we'll head out to the track, and by track I mean LSIA, the airport, and we will get our performance test. I don't have another version of this, so it's just going to be a quick stock vehicle review. So, nothing extra for this one, which is nice. Alrighty, as stated, Los Santos Customs mod shop. Obviously no armor, bodywork. Oh, custom side vents. Ooh, okay, you can add really just adds a fin in there. Alright, not too bad. Brakes are stock. Bumpers, let's see, just 2 options. That, oh, actually, that greatly improves it though, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say there really isn't too many options in general for customization because it's an older vehicle. I mean, if we just look at the main page, there's 20 options. A lot of that is purely performance. A couple of those are. Some of them are cosmetic, but there really isn't that many cosmetic options. There you go, there's your engine upgrades. Obviously has none. Exhaust, you can change that up a bit. Kind of an interesting sound, I'm not gonna lie though. The horn, all this stuff that's standard. I've never looked at the customization for this car, so all this stuff has yet to be seen technically. There's your difference in the headlights. Just gives it that blue tint. All that stuff is pretty standard. The plate. Respray. Alright. Rockstar have put a unknown color on it. Kind of looks like it's got a green, like a gasoline or sea green, with a purplish, pinkish pearlescent, which is kind of interesting. Of course, we can't see any of that for whatever reason. But the primary color is going to change. Looks like most of the vehicle. All of the main stuff, even the stitching inside, the mirrors. I guess there probably won't be too much that there is no secondary color, so there you go. Chrome right there on the sides, pretty small, decently sized small, I should say. From the podium, it's not going to be anything to sell, obviously. Carbon or stock skirts, changes that a little bit right there. Spoiler, we got 2 options, none or a very small, I believe, a Gara R option. Suspension, it already looks decently good, but yeah, so that's really not going to change too much. Transmission, turbo, what's the other difference there? So you can hear that spool up and then blow off. Let's see here. The wheels, these are the blades. So right there, it does not look like they've changed them, the color, so they are stock. Let's see. Doesn't have bulletproof tires, of course. White tire smoke. Alright, that's pretty much everything. The windows, just tint those out. You see we got some carbon fiber in the back of the car. For being as old as it is, I'm honestly surprised at how good the interior looks. I mean, nothing seems really untextured. I guess we'll see how the engine looks. The carbon fiber kind of looks a little just thrown in there. It doesn't really look defined, if that makes any sense. So yeah, there you go. There's pretty much everything about the Entity XF in terms of customization from the podium. We'll head down to LSIA then and get our performance test. Alrighty, here we are down at LSIA. Go ahead and open up these doors real quick. So all that opens, unfortunately, is the driver's side and passenger doors, and then the engine bay, the deck lid opens up. And surprisingly, it's actually pretty textured in here for being one of the original cars in the game. Yeah, it's still somewhat dark out, so we'll get the lights real quick. Get our startup as well, I guess. So there you go, there's the Aventador style taillights that was mentioned. It is not that dark anymore, but that is your high beam difference right there. The brake light, that's the reverse light actually, is right there, and then the brake light is just the regular taillights. Makes sense, understandably so. Alright, so we'll get our acceleration. It's a little difficult to see the speedometer. However, if you get close enough, the numbers are very clear. So from right here, we'll get our acceleration starting right now. Alright, there's your 0 to 60. Alright, so this goes up by the 10s, which is interesting. Usually it's by the 20s. So right now we're coming up on 90. Actually, wait a second. Oh, I see. For the bigger numbers, it starts to go up by 20. That makes sense. Because there's not really that much room. Come around over here. So we're 92-ish, 95. I don't think we're gonna hit 100. Nope. Ouch. It's hard to see in the first person mode. I thought we were going right between them. Apparently not. Alright, we'll get our e-brake then. From 95 or so roughly. Over here on this other side. Maybe we can hit 100 by the time we make it over there. Do it from third person point of view this time. Because clearly first person didn't work too well last time. And look at that. I like the windshield. It just kind of makes the roof float a little bit. Alright, so we're not going to quite hit 100. So from 95, right there, the end of the white line, using the regular brake, that was actually pretty good. I feel like recently most of the cars, if not all of them, have been right about there. This idle sound does not sound good at all. I don't know if it's because it's a little damaged or if it's just because it's an old car or what, but that does not sound good. Interesting. Anyways, try and get our e-brake on the other side over here. Try and compare it. Look at that. The whole side is just busted in. It's kind of funny. Alright, come on over here. We get our e-brake from roughly the end of the white lines, as we usually do. Try and go right between the two poles. Starting right there. Wow, actually. That's not bad. That's one of the best e-brakes we've had in recent times. Past few weeks or so. Now granted, we are slowing down from a slower speed to start with, but that's not bad at all. I mean, for an e-brake, that's pretty good. I mean, even the regular brake, that was pretty good. I mean, I think, honestly, I'm starting to think maybe all the brakes are roughly the same, stock and not stock. I mean, maybe there's little insignificant difference that we just don't notice. But I have not really noticed. I feel like everything, they're all stopping roughly the same spot, so from starting at the same spot. So anyways, I guess that's, wow, that was fast. It feels like I don't have one of these vehicles. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, so only need to do the stock one. So we did. I guess there really isn't that much to do then. Alright, head back into the garage and I guess that's it then. Alrighty, so here we are. The final moments, final thoughts of the Koenigsegg CCX in GTA 5, known as the Overflod Entity XF. It's a decent car. It's better than I remember it from story mode, but will I drive it? Probably not. Once in a while, maybe, just to pull out the Koenigsegg once in a while, as we typically do with cars. You know, I barely drive them maybe once in a while, just for the sake of driving the Koenigsegg or whatever car. But anyways, that's the CCX. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the subscribe button, like button, turn on notifications so you don't miss out on uploading new videos, all that jazz. And hopefully I will see some, if not most, if not all of you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Peace out. Yeah, alright. Sick. See ya.